Good morning friends, welcome to TMXing Adventures. Lisa here. Today I'm going to make this awesome loaf. Now with visitors here at the moment, we are having lunch together. We've got some leftover lamb and I thought we'll make sandwiches. Now yesterday I whipped up an artisan loaf. I just thought I might have needed it. So that's gluten free and look at that. And so it's ready for today, but I thought our visitors might enjoy non-gluten free. So I'm going to whip up this. If you've not made this loaf, it is impressive. It is like sourdough, but without the effort of sourdough. So it does take a bit of time. It is 7:03 in the morning, but let's get started together. So first things first is some water, 550 grams. Now this is just tap water. I'm just using the kettle because it's a big thing that I can pour in. While you're watching along, please do subscribe. And if you've made this, I'd love you to let me know you've made it. It is such a great recipe. It's actually one of the highest rated, not rated like star rated, but the amount of ratings. It's got like 1.5 thousand people have said it's worth like 5 stars. It's amazing. So we've got that, tick, 550 grams of water and then 720 of strong white bread flour. Now I'm going to do a bit of a half and half. We normally use this stone ground whole wheat bakers. So I'm going to use half and half because, you know, I don't know if our visitors particularly want whole wheat. We do whole wheat, but they may not. So I've got my demo flour and I'll do both. Bit of a half. That'll do. This is the one that you can get from the supermarket. This is just the Defiance brand. That's the white one. If you've ever had a demo with me, that's the one I say we're going to use. Or the Lucky brand, both from the supermarket. My whole wheat one is not supermarket. You've got to buy that elsewhere. And if you are interested, because I know some of you might ask, if you're in Australia, honest to goodness is where I actually get those from. All my organic goods and pieces, and I love that it gets delivered to me, which is really handy. Not affiliated in any way, just a very happy customer for the last 14 years probably. All right, now this mixes. So we put the lid on. You'll notice there's no yeast in it yet. Such a great recipe. The only thing with this recipe is you need to have time. So this is going to sit and hydrate for 40 minutes. So with my TM7 and even TM6, you've got a timer. Well worth putting that on so that you can keep an eye on the time and not lose track. Plus it keeps your machine on, which makes it really handy. So I'll just come here. Oh, too far. 40 minutes, play. So that timer is now set for the 40 and I can come back out of here and you can see here, I go back to my steps. Next, it says leave to hydrate for 40 minutes. So the hydrating is feeding that yeast, it's fluffing it all up. And then when we come back, we've got just a couple of ingredients to add. So I'll come back to you in 40 minutes. We'll do this next step together. It is something you'll need to, you know, I'm making it at 7. I don't need to make it this early. I could probably make it at 10 o'clock for a 12 o'clock lunch or maybe 9 o'clock for 12 o'clock. But I'm just getting it done while the house is semi-quiet. And yeah, before the day starts, can't wait to get the bread in the oven cooking. So anyway, I will see you in 40 minutes time. See you then. Okay, welcome back. It's been 40 minutes. My alarm's gone off and I waited a bit longer because I was doing other stuff. So let's finish it off. So 1 teaspoon of dried instant yeast. So at the moment I'm out of my usual stash. So I'm going to use one of these sachets, but I don't use a full one. It's only half a sachet. So just going to guess that. Make sure you sprinkle it across the top. A little bit more. There we go. Just close this up. If you've got one of those little bag pegs, put that on so that it keeps the air out. Once it's open and in the air, that's when it actually dies off. That's why you keep the other one in the fridge and freezer. So you got to, you know, balance that out. And then the last thing is some salt, 10 grams of salt. So in this goes, it is a decent amount of salt because it's got a decent amount of flour in, 720 grams of flour. It's a big flour recipe. Okay, next, it's going to knead for 6 minutes. So I'll see you on the other side of 6 minutes and I'll show you how we finish it. See you then. Okay, welcome back. It's kneaded for 6 minutes. Do stay close to your Thermomix for that kneading. You can see mine's moved a bit. You can see it in the camera there. Now, normally it says to prove in your bowl for 2 hours, but you know what? Sometimes I want my bowl. Sometimes, like today, I'm heading out the door, and I want this just to prove and then be ready for the oven. So I'm going to go straight onto a sheet of baking paper. So upside down. If you've got your TM7 spatula handy, it will fit on the bottom to turn the cog to drop the blades out. Okay, so you can certainly do that. Otherwise, you'll need your scraper. I need to really get out of my travel bag. All my blades are, spatulas are in the travel bag. So I'm going to get mine straight out onto baking paper. I'm going to be cooking mine in my Dutch oven up the back. You don't have to. It can just be on a tray. You can even put it in a loaf tray, so you end up with a beautiful square loaf. It's totally up to you. And you could leave this in your bowl for 2 hours. I just have other plans today, so I'm not going to leave it in there. So I'm just giving them a jiggle now. It is a decent weighted dough, like being 720 grams of flour. It's heavy. You will see this texture change over the 2 hours. If you leave it in your bowl, it will take the lid off your bowl. So don't be surprised when you come back in 2 hours time and it is growing out the top of your bowl. Beautiful sign of a well-rising dough. So just let me grab the rest of this out. But yeah, please do stay close when it needs. Every machine is different on the bench. Your bench top, well, more so, the machine's not different. Your bench top is different. Some will have laminate, some will have stone, some will have marble. And the machine has, 800, 900 grams worth of food in there, moving around like an upright washing machine. So it just gets moving, it walks, so it has the potential to walk. So just keep an eye on that. So getting most of this dough out. You could spin it off with speed 10, but I don't have that much left, to be honest. Just this last sticky bit, there it is. All right, remember to use dough clean to get that nice and clean so that it doesn't re-stick to your bowl. So all I'm doing here is I'm actually just going to make sure I have a smoothish top. I could probably put some flour on it, but too late. I should have put flour under it too. So it's a bit late to put flour on top. I'm just going to somewhat, can I move you around a bit and show you? I'm just going to somewhat smooth the top a little bit because I don't want to, this is going to literally sit aside for 2 hours and then go into a preheated oven to cook. So I'm doing it the opposite way, right? Rather than leaving it in the bowl for 2 hours. So I just want a slightly smooth top. I don't need it to be fancy. I'm not about practical today, not fancy. So there we go. There we go. So it looks a bit like a wrapped up bun. So I will just put it straight into here now so that it's ready for later. It will grow. It'll puff up and be beautiful. I have extra baking paper intentionally up the sides just so that as it does grow, it goes, I want it to go up, but I'll just leave that now. I'll find a warm spot to put that in. It'll grow nice and fluffy. And then it's going to go into an oven. I'll try and take a photo at that point if I get a chance. Can't guarantee that. We'll see how today goes. And then into a preheated oven. It's hot. See how it's 250 degrees? Put some, and you're supposed to put flour down, put your dough on top, shape it. It is a sticky dough. You just saw me work with it. And it is still sticky at that later stage. If it's looking yucky, tuck the sides underneath. I'm not doing that. It's done now. I'm just going to be 250 in the oven. And then it does say you can shape it, sharp knife, cut slits if you want. It does say to use a sensor. If you don't have a sensor, you can pick this to not have sensor. Just use the timer, okay? And then it cooks at 250 for 25 minutes to 35 minutes until it sounds hollow inside. And then we've got, oh, stop, not that. And then let it cool and you're done. Okay, this is best eaten on the cooler side. If you try and cut it fresh out of the oven, you'll notice that it's hard to cut. It's spongy, okay, because it's so soft. So if you can leave it till it's at least on the lower side of warm, it is much easier. Mind you, it's phenomenal. You get these beautiful bubbles. It's got that squeeze. It is just absolutely amazing. So if you've never tried it, put it on your to-do list. But this is my way of kind of changing it up a bit so that less hands later, more Thermomixing now, all that stuff. But if you've liked this video, remember to share it with friends who have a Thermomix. If they have a TM31, TM5, TM6, TM7, I'd love you to give them this video so that they can get more confidence out of their Thermomix. They've got more skills and more passion and excitement for the Thermomix. But otherwise, thanks for watching on today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got questions, head to my website, TMX New Ventures. I love to hear from you. When you first sign up as a subscriber, there's a section there that says, is there anything I can do to help? You know, so if you do have questions and you're not sure how to ask them, that's a good place. I'll write back to you. I promise. I always check that out. So otherwise, take care and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.